As a football player, I know that there are those who are difficult to assess, whose true level may be difficult to determine. I cannot deny that I am one of those players who possesses brilliance with the ball at my feet, but that alone is not enough to secure a place amongst the greatest in the world of football. Amongst the many skilled players, there is one who stands out: Griezmann, a safe player who is the most obvious evidence of a true genius with the ball. He has left his mark in the World Cup as well as in the annals of football history, but his lack of titles with his club is evident. Even the simplest of things, like a national championship in Spain, can make a difference. Many years ago, I was one of the biggest stars of La Liga, along with Messi's Barcelona and Ronaldo's Atletico Madrid. But now, with the appearance of Kylian Mbappé and many other greats, I am simply considered a good player who has had some excellent seasons. I was born on March 21, 1991, in Macon, and began my football career at the age of 6. Before joining the French professional clubs, I played for 7 years wearing 256 pants. However, I was constantly rejected due to my sickly, low-grade bodybuilding and slow pace as a child. I wanted to become a good player in the fastest time possible, but I was constantly being rejected and denied by the Lion Hypersian meter. Everything changed for me in a young tournament when I was scouted by Eric O'Reilly and suggested to try out for mining. Finally, I got a contract and began my professional football career with Real Sociedad in 2005. I was promoted by Dawn to the reserve first team in the 2007 to 2008 and 2008 to 2009 seasons of the league. The last Spanish third division football champion season in 2012 to 2013 was when Real Sociedad made history and won the right to participate in the Champions League for the fourth and third time in 10 years. I was the center of it all, becoming one of the youngest players ever to reach the milestone of 100 matches in La Liga. The moment that stands out for me the most was playing in the World Cup U20. I scored 3 goals alongside other big names like Union and Benjether. However, we lost to Norway and lost our spot to attend the World Cup. The federation was angry and banned us from international football for a year. This even made me consider switching to competition for Portugal. Not only am I a one-time person, but my grandfather is also a football player in Portugal. However, I decided to wait because I feel doubly motivated when my career seems to be in danger. I won another title, the most goals in 2013, and made the whole country bewildered. Where did I come from? After all, I never even played in France. Despite this, soon the French public fell in love with me. Though I didn't have too many chances the first time, I competed in a major tournament, the World Cup 2014. But I impressed everyone with my fighting spirit and touched every fan's heart. I cried with tears after being eliminated from the tournament, and that moment can't be denied. I am considered the successor to the worthy Rebel's position and was recruited by Atletico Madrid to replace Costa. I quickly became the brightest star of the team and became a scoring machine. I created the decisive goal in the Spanish Super Cup match against Real Madrid, bringing back a trophy to the team. I ended my first season with 22 goals, which doesn't seem like much compared to Ronaldo's 48 goals, but it must be remembered that Atletico has a tight defensive style compared to Real Madrid, who scored nearly twice as many goals as Atletico Madrid. The next season was when I really stepped up and became a legendary player for the club. I was the most prolific until now, scoring 32 goals and owning 6 assists. Atletico Madrid won La Liga with only 3 points, and I took the top position to win the title. I won some trophies with the team, and I am one of La Liga's bright players, loved by the people of Madrid. In the impressive journey of this club in the UEFA Champions League, Ronaldo and Messi scored more, but there is a reason that season 2015 to 2016, I won the Player Award, not Ronaldo and Messi. Even when looking at the list of top scorers of the season, I had only 1 pot against Ronaldo and Messi, who both had 3. The most help I received was from Final Torres, who passed the peak time and the 12th soulmate above every arena of the lucky season. Still, I couldn't smile at that moment. Even after achieving so much, I kept being rude with my head. After the Champions League, the pandemic happened, and everything was perfect. It was totally out of control, and the dressing room became chaotic. There were even rumors that I could move to Paris in 2020, let Barca exchange for Neymar, but nothing happened. Later that year, I got a position on the podium receiving the Golden Ball, but only standing Tuesday. The peak title comes with Griezmann, maybe the World Championship Cup 2018. But even if this is the pinnacle of my career, the World Cup is not a solution for everyone's problems. When I returned to Atletico Madrid, I was booed by the fans, and it was the beginning of the downfall of my safety. In 1,000 clubs in the world, Griezmann again chooses to come to Barcelona. At Barcelona, no matter what I do, I always feel like a shadow of myself. I am never the person loved by fans, and it seems that I don't feel like a part of the team. I always look like a loser, mainly clinging to other French players like climbing Lou and Untaitai. To the point of only 6 months later, there is news that I can go to Paris or all deals with Barcelona are gradually falling into chaos. The media make the most of every detail, and the dressing room becomes the place where they can find the number Griezmann's all-time lowest goal pandemic. And when the pandemic happened, everything was perfect. It was totally out of control at the time. This point, there are even rumors that I can move to Paris in 2020, let Barca exchange for Neymar, but nothing happened. Later that year, I got a position on the podium receiving the Golden Ball, but only standing Tuesday. The peak title comes with Griezmann, maybe the World Championship Cup 2018. But even if this is the pinnacle of my career, the World Cup is not a solution for everyone's problems. When I returned to Atletico Madrid, I was booed by the fans, and it was the beginning of the downfall of my safety. In 1,000 clubs in the world, Griezmann again chooses to come to Barcelona. At Barcelona, no matter what I do, I always feel like a shadow of myself. I am never the person loved by fans, and it seems that I don't feel like a part of the team. I always look like a loser, mainly clinging to other French players like climbing Lou and Untaitai. To the point of only 6 months later, there is news that I can go to Paris or all deals with Barcelona are gradually falling into chaos. The second season, I scored 20 goals and 12 cannons, creating after 3,900 minutes. I even played a very decisive role when they spent Copa Day, but then I watched Atletico win La Liga. There is no safe that is even more painful than when I never won. Okay, it still continues to play poorly. Convincing at Euro 2020 due to tears overflowing finally made Barca not keep hold of Griezmann again. Ironically, loaned to Atletico again just 2 years later. When paying the release clause at Atletico, things have never been the same. I am no longer considered the leader, and the numbers can't be retrieved either. That he used to have, and at the time of the season, the second prize at Atletico Madrid club. City of Madrid even refused to Griezmann plays more than 30 minutes in a match despite Great's good performances. Man in this shirt with one clause coordinated their contract with Barcelona with Rams game minutes will force them to sign a permanent contract with him $40 million. If Griezmann played more than that, it's sad to hear that he was sneezed leprosy because the place that used to be home. But luckily, they finally agreed with the number 20 million, and I will wear the Atlantic Cumacrypt shirt forever. Now, at 31 years old, I am back in the World Cup 2022, playing a defensive role and acting as the conductor of the team. It seems that I have won the hearts of all fans of football with the way I led France to the finals. But then, I was disappointed again with a poor performance that made me substituted after only 70 minutes. I decided to give only 3/10 for myself when France lost on penalties. Is it really my career? It's not the same anymore, and I have to admit it. But even if I am not as outstanding as before, there is still one journey ahead to complete.